Chobits is one of the most sophisticated, simple animes I've studied so far. Upon starting my research phase, I discovered 2 essays on the metaphorical ideology of love between one individual and their android-genoid opposite. These essays are eye-opening in regards to my own pursuits of understanding the concept of love and its many factions. But hold on there before we get too serious now, okay? So spoiler alert. There is going to be a lot of spoils in this anime, but let's get serious here. We're talking about anime. So, with that being said, what is it about this anime that ranks it so prestigiously in the anime community? Well, I'm here to explain to you. This is my review of the 2002 anime, Chobits. Let's strap in.
Like all great animes, Chobits started as a manga that was published throughout 2001. The manga was written and published by Clamp, an all-female manga artist group that was founded in 1987. List of animes they created here. Chobits was also featured in Weekly Young magazine from the year 2000 to 2002. Soon, the manga was quickly published by Kodansha.
The manga totaled at 8 volumes, and the anime at 26 episodes. As for those American-Australian middle school library nerds out there, Dark Horse Comics and Madman Entertainment distributed the manga nationwide. Concurrently, the anime was being crafted by Madhouse, setting to air on TBS. Madhouse is known for some 2008 Netflix nostalgia, such as Gunslinger Girl, Monster, Death Note, Claymore, and of course, this anime, which is where I first discovered Chobits. What sparked me to do this review was the theme song. It was a pleasant tune that held my dope. Whoa, plays Chobits' theme song. So Chobits starts its story from the perspective of Hideki Motosuwa. Hideki, age 19, exits the world of the rural farm life and enters the technological world of Tokyo. Goals? Get into college. Hideki starts his journey moving into an apartment nearby. Coming from farmland territory, Hideki remains oblivious to the existence of persacoms, human-like smartphone devices. Persacoms are very malleable creatures. They can learn just about anything a human can, and more. Anyway, persacoms can be rather pricey, and Hideki be impecunious. Did I say that right? I hope so. But on his way home, he finds a persacom laying on the street. Her first words? So he named her that. His landlord, Chitoshi Hibiya. At first, she is seen as a woman of mystery, but as the story progresses, you start to learn more and more that Hideki bumping into Chi was a lot more than a coincidence. See, Hideki meets and interacts with many characters that affiliate with persacoms and starts to establish his own feelings on the subject. The first episode, Hideki meets Shimbo Iramu. Shimbo is Hideki's neighbor, and conveniently will be attending the same prep school as Motosuwa. Shimbo possesses a mobile-like device known as Sumomo. Sumomo is an average-level persacom that is rich in cute quips and energy-boosting programming. Upon finding Hideki and Chi for the first time, Shimbo offers to provide assistance and consultation to Hideki in understanding Chi. This leads to a lack of understanding of Chi's model as a whole. Chi's data is heavily protected and practices invulnerability to other persacoms trying to infiltrate her program. This leads to Motosuwa being introduced to Minoru Kokobunji. Lord Minoru is an intellectual, wealthy persacom extraordinaire. Minoru offers Hideki assistance to figuring out the puzzling existence of Chi. Yet, with no luck, Minoru suggests that Chi is so powerful she might be part of the prestigious Chobits line of persacoms. The many secrets that are hiding within Chi remain unknown for most of the anime. While picking up Chi from the trash, Hideki becomes unaware of the memory chip that falls out of Chi, resulting in her complete memory being whipped. Therefore, throughout the first half of the anime, Hideki teaches Chi the fundamentals of life. From learning how to say goodbye to ultimately coming to the understanding of love, the viewers get to see Chi learn and grow as the anime progresses, thus sparking enjoyment towards the viewer.
Kitty. Bing bong, you are correct! We must wait until they're done crossing the street! Underpants?
On episode 3, Hideki requires seeking employment in order to support the livelihood of both him and Chi. His job search results start sour, but it turns around after meeting Yumi Omuda. See, Yumi is a 17-year-old girl that works for a Japanese pub called My Pleasure. Upon getting Hideki a job, Yumi develops a crush on the dude, which leads to them going on a date. But this date didn't lead to further romance, as Hideki became preoccupied with the safety of Chi. I'll explain more about Yumi's situation in a bit, but let's jump on to something else. Like the animation. For 2002, it's on par with other animes crafted by Madhouse. The Chobits original soundtrack was released in 2 volumes through mid-2003. The soundtrack likes to utilize jazz-like instruments such as a saxophone and piano to help create a wholesome atmosphere that is both playful and emotional.
Yep, you have it. It's a drama CD. It's just Chobits in Japanese. There's 2 volumes of this if you guys are interested in that. Pretty good audio, I guess. But like, nah, this is not the soundtrack. Good find though.
The usage of synthesizers also helps create a welcoming innocent that properly reflects the cute tone the anime tries to project. And I'm no music major, so my information is rather brief. Alright, so this wasn't the only additional media to follow the anime. In 2002, Marvelous Entertainment released a Chobits game for the Game Boy Advance. The game was bundled with a clear blue Game Boy Advance decal. In 2003, Broccoli released a PlayStation 2 game titled Chobits, which I showcased with Emma in my Chobits teaser. Unfortunately, the game is region-locked, therefore I would need a Japanese PlayStation 2 in order to play it. The game was more of a bijouge. Be brave, Austin. You took Japanese classes. Okay, so both games were never released outside Japan. Upon doing my research, I found a book titled The Anime Machine by Thomas Lamar. Lamar writes on the theory of animation and what it reveals about our relationship to technology. The essay uses examples from the works of Miyazaki and Hideki Anno. This essay also spends 3 chapters talking about Chobits. Lamar wrote,
"There is nonetheless a clamp feel that is consistent across different genres, which stems from the delicacy and clarity of their line work, with an emphasis on curvilinear flow that serves to tie the image together even as it enables a proliferation of graphically distinct zones within the image."
yes, I can conquer. So this essay runs for 425 pages and is a highly recommended piece of literature for you philosophy otaku readers out there. Lamar's explanation on Hideki's perspective expresses seeing Chi as a real-life human being. Thus, Hideki starts determining the genuinity between love of a man and a machine. The discovery of this essay sparked me to really start to think about how interesting a plot like this can be. So, Chobits follows the subplots of characters that express realistic issues that could come about if such a world of persacoms ever existed. All the main characters in this anime seem to follow some sort of intimacy with persacoms in a way that environmentally crafts their personality. For example, Minoru Kokobunji's character. Lord Minoru is a 12-year-old genius that specializes in persacoms. He has a collection of maid-like persacoms that assist him with maintaining the house and researching for his robo studies. Among these, Minoru built Yuzuki. Yuzuki's personal data resembles that of his late sister, who passed away suddenly when he was younger.
Not just her appearance either, but as much personality data as I could input. Remember what she hated, what she loved. But no matter how similar she may be, it's nothing more than a program. And I know that better than anyone, because I'm the one who made her. But then, there are times when I just want to forget that. That Yuzuki is only a persacom.
So then, when we first met, and you told me to be careful not to fall in love with a persacom.
Yes. That advice came from my own experience. Was I too intrusive?
This relationship, however, was not one-sided.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I don't believe it's possible for my present configuration to handle this, so I'll stop.
It's not your fault, Yuzuki. I'm afraid I'm just not experienced enough.
But then, I was made to be helpful to you, and if I can't do what you ask me, I'm not. When you were much younger, Lord Minoru, if anything made you sad for a while, your sister was always right here to do something like this. It's been a while since the last maintenance was done, but there hasn't been any new data entered regarding your elder sister. In order for me to be closer to her and to serve you better, Lord Minoru, please enter more data about your sister.
Kaede is also revealed to be the same Kaede from Angelic Lair. Oh shit, forgot to mention Angelic Lair. Alright, so Angelic Lair was an anime also created by Clamp that took place in the same universe as Chobits. The anime follows the concept of having small robot dolls barbarically parlay by being controlled by a human wearing a headset. I watched about 4 episodes of this show so far, and I can say it is very underrated and worth checking out. So this relationship that influences Minoru's character also influences Hideki's overall perspective on love between the two factions. A good point to mention is that it is almost as if Hideki could be the viewer's perspective. Hideki comes from the farm world of bumfuck nowhere. He knows absolutely nothing entering this technological world that is Tokyo. And much like Hideki, we know very little about how the world functions with the presence of ultra-intelligent AI. We are entering an anime that is approaching a concept that almost 2 decades in the future could be an actual.
Next episode of Chobits. She waits. Is something wrong with me?
Alright, so here's another character that everyone is familiar with, Hiroyasu Ueda. So Ueda first appears on episode 8, Chi Bewildered. Chi finds a job working at Chiroru, a bakery owned by Ueda. The series later reveals the persacom that worked at the bakery prior to Chi. Originally, Ueda purchased a persacom to help with his finances. This persacom was named Yumi. He eventually fell in love with her. So, as persacoms age, there is a likelihood that their inner parts and components could fail, just like technology. And as time went by, the hard drive within Yumi started to fail. So soon Yumi would forget how to store and recover memory. Ueda refused to replace her hard drive out of risk of losing Yumi's memories. So the tragedy begins upon being lost in thought one night.
I guess I was in a daze.
The disabled Yumi pushed her beloved out of the way, and results in her being the victim. The disabled Yumi pushed her beloved out of the way and results.
I know, sad, isn't it? So at this point, you may be asking yourself, Yumi sounds familiar. Or you were just looking at the... See, well, the girl that Hideki went on a date with earlier in the anime was also named Yumi. This commonality gave significance to the mentality of Yumi. See, Yumi Omura was originally hired to work in the bakery. Yumi started to develop a crush on Ueda, which, I mean, when she found out about the other Yumi that existed, she fled in fear that she was going to be replaced. And also she was kind of like overreacting, because she was 17. So much like Yuzuki did to Lord Minoru, Yumi compared her relationship with her persacom counterpart. The anime by the 8th episode starts to mold the unseen foundation. These persacoms are supposed to be simple tools to the human race, but Chobits expresses that humans still choose to show a resemblance of life within persacoms, almost as if persacoms are human. Chi begins to become attached to a book that is titled A City with No People, in which the protagonist is in search of a town with a community enslaved to their locked homes. The Town with No People explores the concept of loneliness and emotional confusion in the form of a children's book. Chi herself can somehow relate to the emotion and the tone of the character in the book, and Chi is beginning to learn about the concept of love systematically, thus beginning to manifest feelings much like a real human.
The person who will love me because I am who I am. The person who will still love me, even if I cannot grant his dreams. But is there such a person out there?
Time for a counterclaim. The adaptation was criticized for shifting the focus from Hideki to Chi, in particularly for having episodes devoted to Chi doing cute things and providing fan service. I mean, you see Chi more than you'll see Hideki any day in content. But mind that Hideki's personality was not limited in exchange. There are other animes out there where the protagonist that's male will be a complete tool with no emotion or foundation whatsoever. So Chobits wasn't the wisest when it came to explaining itself completely. The anime mentioned that persacoms must be bathed like humans, and I don't really understand that. I mean, could it be the material? Is it even electrical safe? Something like this is a little bit small, but dude, what really irked me was that there were 2 filler episodes that was thrown in to catch viewers up, and I'm gonna be honest, who even likes filler episodes? Give me an example of a filler episode that's done right. Comments below. How about that episode where they were playing an RPG split screen and they used a DVD player to access it? And I mean, like, what the fuck? He just fucking beat an MMO. Alright, spoiler alert guys, here we go. It was later discovered that this town with no people was created by Hibiya, the landlord, Chi's mother. Congratulations, it's broken, shattered for all of you. She created the book for Chi to be emotionally influenced, a trait that could normally be limited to humans. The characters in the book started to wonder about Hideki himself possibly falling in love with the persacom as cute and human-like as Chi.
But after a while, her husband only seemed interested in the persacom.
Do you find persacoms attractive? Is it more fun to be with a persacom than with a human? No one will want to stay by anyone's side anymore.
That's beside the point. I still have to look for Chi.
Hideki at first perceived Chi as just a robot with human-like qualities. His original intention of Chi was for leisure purposes only, but as Hideki became exposed to these characters that felt emotion towards their persacoms, he started to as well. He started to realize that it was completely normal to have feelings towards persacoms. I feel Hideki overcomes his inner confusion and learns much more about himself. After all, Hideki was only 18 and grew up on a farm. He had the utmost least knowledge of persacoms in the beginning than anybody I've ever met. He learned the values people share within persacoms were genuine. Hideki himself learned that love with a robot can still be true love. The anime solidifies the idea between man and machine, with this case being proven to be fruitatious. I mean, it's also fiction, Austin, calm down. Chobits reflects a possible future for humans and AI. We are creatures that fall in love with drawings of human-like replications. We are beings that could fall in love with a machine. Fuck, we have people who fall in love with their cars, their fucking body pillows. Do you ever see that guy fucking come in a We live by emotion, and emotion brings life, damn it. You know, there's a lot more about this anime I could talk about. I could talk about the voice actors, I could talk about the directors, and talk about other different things about the anime. Chobits kind of directed me in a different direction. It made me start to really think about the concept of the future in the human race and love between us and technology. But we just have to wait and see what happens, I guess. And hopefully supercomputers can figure out what's wrong with us. So thank you guys for watching the video. If I have any pronunciation errors, just put the word that I said and then just put how to pronounce it in the comments, and then I'll try to learn how to pronounce things. Just don't lie. If you do lie, I'll just have to use it in my next script. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Do the thing, that thing, and do the third thing. And also tell your other noun-like components to get ready for another video soon. Later. Love you.